What's up everyone, this is Lord Brodyark. Patch 7.3 has finally dropped, and now that I've completed all of the major content it has to offer, which wasn't much if we're being fair here, I'm here to give it an official Brodyark review. Let's start with the elephant in the room, the story. Consider this your spoiler warning. Look, it wasn't as bad as 7.0 or 7.1 storylines, but I just don't find this conclusion to be satisfying. For the first 2/3 of the main story quests, we spend far too long in Solution 9 doing almost nothing interesting. And Geode's death didn't really get a reaction out of me. Sorry, but Geode never mattered enough to make me care about him. If Shale or someone of similar relevance died, perhaps I would have found myself a little more invested. Now I will give credit where credit is due. I did find the puzzle sections in the preservation lab to be interesting. A little simple and a little too easy, but a good step in the right direction to make the MSQ experience better. Sadly, it wasn't enough to make up for the slog that came before it. Moving on to the autistic cancer patient preteen, he seemed interesting enough to be the villain for these two patches before we move on to other villains in future expansions. It's a good thing they killed him off in this patch, right? Oh wait, no, he's back. Wait, who's that with him? God damn it. Really guys, are we already bringing back the Ascians? I like the Ascians and the Ancients, don't get me twisted here. But was Dawntrail's setup so weak that you couldn't commit to something else? You could have had the cancer patient meet up with another head of preservation that would be 8.0's villain, and set them up as a new organization working behind the scenes. Whatever, let's just move on. So, what did the cancer patient do? He summoned a primal. Fine, whatever, sure. The autistic preteen uses the fear of death to summon a primal, which is Necron from Final Fantasy IX. Okay, fine. But then how do we beat Necron? It's talk no jitsu. Are we really doing this right now? Are we playing a game for 4-year-olds? This right here was the exact moment me and my friends gave up trying to like it. Can we not treat the player base like children with the storytelling? Whatever, I'm moving on before I get more upset than I already am. Okay, the dungeon. The dungeon's fine. It's a dungeon, so it can't really ever be stellar content, but for a dungeon, it's pretty good. All of the bosses were fun, and I really liked how the second boss makes each person fight their own boss. Meat stuff. How about the trial? Pretty alright as well. Jumping out of the Shadow Realm and into the light was a cool moment. As for the extreme, I give it an A tier ranking. Nothing so amazing that I'd give it an S, but it's a pretty solid addition, and I had fun doing it. Now for the Alliance raid. It's alright, but it's definitely a step down from the first walk. I think Juno had a better lineup of bosses than Sandoria. The Ultima and Omega fight is cool, but everything else gets beaten by its Geno counterpart. There's also a lot more ad packs here than Geno, which can make the run feel slower than it should. Not a great feeling. And that's sadly about it. Sure, there's a treasure dungeon, but to my knowledge it's merely a reskin of previous versions. There really wasn't a lot introduced here from keeping it $1.50 as I always do. So what are my general thoughts on the patch? Keeping it real, the story is pretty bad, but the battle content is actually pretty alright. That being said, there really isn't enough content for what should be a major patch release. We still need to wait a month for the Cosmic Exploration update and 2 months for the Deep Dungeon. Is this supposed to last us that long? I think not. Anyways, that's all I've got for today. Let me know what you think in the comments.